When it comes to cooking meals, drying clothes, heating water, and my home, nothing beats natural gas from CenterPoint Energy. It's my most affordable energy option. It costs less to use than electricity, propane, and heating oil. So if you already have natural gas, keep it. If you're replacing an appliance, choose it. Natural gas, your best choice. Safe and affordable, rest assured.
For more on the benefits of a natural gas home, visit centerpointenergy.com/natural gas benefits. CenterPoint Energy, always there.
Frustrating loss with 13 walks from the staff in the ninth inning. Just what was your thought process leaving Franco out there while he was struggling to find the zone?
I mean, he's been throwing great up until this point. I mean, I've never seen him do that, and I trust him. I mean, he's our guy at the end of the game, so I thought at some point he'd start to, we had a 3-run lead with him on the mound. I trust him, and we're going to use him in that role. So I don't know what else to tell you other than he's the guy at the end. I mean, if you start making changes or start, making quick decisions this early in the season, and not if that's going to potentially be his role, then, that's not sending the right message to him. He's got to be the guy probably at the end of the game for us. And, today was just not his day. Simple as that.
Mark McLeod.
So, Coach, what was your message to the team after the game?
Disappointing. I mean, you don't want to overblow a loss, second game of the year, but the fact of the matter is I think we had, between walks and hit batters, like probably 13, like Nick said, and we just were not aggressive. And, both starters have been, their pitch count has gotten to, 80, 85, 90 pitches through 5. And, Tommy couldn't land his breaking ball yesterday till the 4th inning, and Jack didn't have his changeup today. They had 7 lefties in the lineup, and, we made a couple base running mistakes. And, the game didn't come down to Franco at the end. I mean, obviously, we would think that most times we would win a ball game with a 3-run lead to go, but there's a lot of things that factored into today's loss. I mean, you go back to the inning where I think Jack had 2 outs and nobody on, and they scored 2 runs. And, I think the percentage of that happening is like 1.5%. I mean, we need to focus, and we need to finish the inning. We talk about shutdown innings all the time, and we scored 5 in the first and turned around and gave up 1 in the top of the second. So it's a game of momentum, and it just doesn't fall on Jack, and Franco. I mean, we had it teed up. Their lineup was fairly easy to navigate through in terms of when you were going to use your pen. And, we brought Trey in. They had 3 lefties at the top, and then they have Morales and then 3 more lefties. So, I mean, our lefties didn't do a very good job against their left-handed hitters. There's a lot of things that went into it. But, it's a loss. It's disappointing. But, we need to turn back around and get ready to play tomorrow.
Zach Alvaverdi.
You feel like guys just what transpired in the second inning and just having to regroup and refocus, given the way the game played out.
I mean, you have no choice. If you don't focus, we don't play, 13 innings or so. So, I mean, from that standpoint, there's a lot of things to pull from a learning experience with this game. But, everybody's going to look at it as a loss. I mean, it's not devastating. It's disappointing. I mean, we lost to our rival, and we've played awfully well against them over the years, and today was just not a good baseball game. But there's things to learn from it, and my job is to get number one, get these guys ready to play tomorrow, and then after we stretch, to go over some of the mistakes that we had, and then hopefully improve on them. I mean, it's really that simple. I mean, the game is already been played. We lost by a run. We made a lot of mistakes. Offensively, we had a good game. I would think that most times we score 9 runs, we're going to end up winning the ball game. I mean, I'm not trying to understate the loss, but I don't want to overstate it either. I mean, because if this loss carries into tomorrow, we're not going to play well. I mean, that's the bottom line. And our goal is to win a series, and we need to get a good start out of Hunter. And then, obviously our bullpen's going to be a little bit light, but theirs is as well. So we just need to play better, and we need to learn from our mistakes.
And then what'd you think about Nathan's home run and then, Josh getting hits at the plate?
Yeah, I mean, Nathan swinging the bat good the first 2 games, and, some of our better hitters haven't even gotten going yet. And you can see how good our offense looks at times, but we haven't even gotten some of our better hitters going yet. So once they get going, once we iron out all this pitching stuff, obviously, things will come together. It's just early in the year. I mean, everybody's got to remember we've had an 11-month layoff, and it's not an excuse, but there's going to be some games like this until we start getting into a groove, and that's the bottom line.
Bob Redmond.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about momentum. You guys had the lead early on. Your pitchers were throwing pretty good through the middle of the game. And during all the time, we had plays. The umps had to leave the field and all the time in between. Does that kind of thing hurt the momentum?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just part of the game. I mean, if I told you it did, it would be an excuse. I mean, it's part of the game, and you have to learn to adjust. I mean, replay is part of our game, and it's going to take some time. And I'm not going to make an excuse for that. I mean, I think the momentum piece for me, the biggest thing is, like turn around and, like I said, give up a run in the top of the second after you score 5. Got to put a 0 on the board. And, like I said, when you have 2 outs, nobody on, you got to stay focused. You got to close out the inning. I mean, we had a chance to get out of the inning with less than 10 pitches and maybe steal another inning down the road. But we weren't able to do that, and obviously we didn't throw enough strikes in the 9th. But I'll tell you, I mean, the players are disappointed. I mean, but like I said, baseball's a different game than maybe football and basketball. You got to turn around and play the next day. And I remember 2017, I think we walked 17 guys against USF towards the end of the year and broke the school record for the most number of walks in the game. And a month and a half later, we end up winning a national championship. I mean, so that's my job, is to get these guys ready to play tomorrow. I mean, we could talk about this all night and how disappointing this loss was, but at the end of the day, our goal is to win a series. And, to think that we're going to win 3 games against Miami every year is not realistic. And we've been very successful against them, but, they outplayed us today. It's really that simple. Their bullpen was better than ours. And credit their starter, too. I mean, he gave up 5 in first and put up 3 or 4 zeros in a row. I mean, he did a really nice job. Most freshmen giving up 5 in first, his day's probably done, and he's not going to regroup. He regrouped, and so that may have been a difference of the game. That young kid regrouping and not letting the 5 runs in the first affect him, and he kept it intact and gave his team a chance to win. At least get back into the game, and that's exactly what happened.
Thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick Delatorre, final question.
I'm good. I was going to ask about Rosario, but you covered it, Coach.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.